Hi, folks. How are we all doing? Um, so interestingly, you're going to let me know if you can hear me, as per usual, because I think my microphone is fine, but my audio just started playing out of the PC screen rather than my earphones, which it doesn't normally do. So the fact that that's changed makes me want to check that that you're hearing me okay, and the microphone, the what do I say? The input is this microphone and not, I don't know, some other stupid microphone that's somehow hooked up to my system. Um, right, the answer is you can hear me. Good, good stuff. That's what we want to hear. Oh, how are we doing? Is everybody doing okay? I've got a few people in already, so I'm going to say hi to Golden1789. Hello. I'm glad you're glad it's on. I'm glad to see you. Hope you're doing all right. Tony is here. Hi, Tony. How are you? Lovely Scott. Hi, Scott. You doing okay? I got to meet Scott in person on Sunday, so I did. And that was really nice. Went for a wee coffee, didn't we, Scott? We have the lovely Naomi and the lovely Simon. How was Sunday? Yeah, Sunday was really good, Simon. I got some goodies and stuff as per usual, and I do have them here to show you. Um, but yeah, I had a really good time on Sunday. Thank you. Lovely Deanna's here. Input is your mic. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm pretty sure, like my webcam, I'm pretty sure that has an inbuilt microphone. Um, I think this PC screen has an inbuilt microphone. Do you know what I mean? So I'm always, I don't know, I guess wary that that way I'm like, right, well, if my output, like if my speakers have randomly decided to change, then what's to stop my microphone from just deciding itself to change? So anyway, this can all be solved if I was to just click the settings and check what my input and output are. But why would we be that sensible? Nikki is here. Hi Nikki, how you doing? And you can hear me fine. Thank goodness for that. Got my coffee and what's this? Do you know what I read that? I just glanced at that and I thought that said Whisper. Do you still get Whisper chocolate? Does anybody remember Whisper? Marita's here. Hi Marita. Uh, that sounds cool. Yeah, it was cool. I've actually got something really cool to show you. So this is a system of divination that I've never had, but I've not got anything of. Um, this is my first one of these. It's something that pretty much everybody else does that I just never have. So you can take a guess at what you think it might be. Um, but yeah, exciting. Um, Tony's here. Hi, Tony. And Nikki loves Whisper chocolate. Yeah. Did you ever get a Whisper Gold? It's kind of a caramel inside. They were really nice. I always thought Whisper was superior to Aero, just because I don't know. I felt like the chocolate to bubble ratio was much better in Whisper than what it is in Aero. Because these are the important things that we need to think about. Oh, Tony's guessing runes. Okay. Yeah, I suppose strictly speaking, you're right. I don't have runes. I do have cards. Like I've got card decks that are based on the runes. So I've got the runes for everything. It should be behind me here somewhere. It's got a bit of pain to find. The runes for everyday life. Um, and that I think I saw that on when Elle used to go live with Shane. I'm sure they did a like a wee mini series on runes, and runes for everyday life was the deck that they used, and Kristen's deck as well is based on the runes, and I've got that. In fact, that runes for everyday life deck was a really kind gift from Kristen and her husband. So there you go. Um, what was the question again? I don't know what was the question. Oh, I said that when I was at Glasgow Witchy Bazaar, when I was at the event that I was reading at on Sunday, I got I got some goodies, and one of the things I've got is a system of divination that I've not had before. I've not had any of these before. This is the first that I'm delving into that system of divination. So you are guessing what the system is. Um, and hi, Tony, by the way. Or I think, did I say? Oh, I said hi to you. You came in up above. It's Debbie. Debbie, I just seen Debbie. I knew I'd just seen somebody that popped in. Hi, Debbie. How are you? Um, Whisper was denser. Love it. Lovely. Yeah, yeah, agreed. Um, Deanne was just going to say, I only know that from Ellen Shane. Yeah, I've got that as well. You've got Total Tarot Runes deck as well. Yeah, that's true actually. And funnily enough, that's it's not the one that we're looking at this week, but it's the one we'll be looking at next time we do a sip and sling. Um, is the runic tarot, I think. But is that not more a tarot deck than a rune deck? Or I don't know, maybe it's both. Um, Tony's guessing maybe Sibylla. Golden is guessing Lenormand. I've actually got Lenormand decks, so behind me, I don't know how well. Yeah, you can kind of see. Um, this is my collection of Lenormand decks here on this shelf. And I only have very few. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. There's this the Mendes Butterfly Lenormand is strictly speaking, there's two of them. So 10 Lenormand decks versus like I don't know, like 200 and something Tano decks. Um, but I do have Lenormand, and I took Kelly from the Truth and Story. I took her course on Lenormand a few years back, and really enjoyed it. But the reason that I popped that in the chat is because like, randomly when I was reading at the events, they asked me, do you read Lenormand?" And I was like, "Do you know, I have Lenormand decks and I've studied it, but I am not a Lenormand reader at all. Like I am not proficient in Lenormand, which you would see if I tried to read Lenormand. Um, it's something that I need to practice. It's something that I need to kind of get experience of. Um, I think it's a really fun system. I think it's really good and good for certain purposes. But yeah, definitely not something I'd be confident in reading. At an event for charging people money for. Uh, but yeah, I've lost my train of thought, but that's okay. The lovely Marion K. Taro is here. Marion was live on Instagram earlier on, and I got a wee card pull from her. My card that I got was the Six of Swords, um, which was actually a really nice card. I quite like the Six of Swords. Six of Swords. I'm going to turn off the. We really don't need the overhead light here. Yeah, mental clarity. I always think of when I see the Six of Swords, and I think of like so it's like reharmonizing of the mind to put the number and the element together for me anyway. Um, so it's like kind of a after maybe a little bit of a tough period, that, kind of a symbolized by the Five of Swords. The Six is kind of a where we start putting that right again, and it's a very mental suit as the Swords. So you're looking at your kind of a mental well-being, you're looking at your psychology and stuff. And the Six is just that kind of a, fixing things, or, mending, healing, that kind of thing. But because of and it was a Smith weight that Marion pulled for, used to pull the card with, because it has that imagery of the boat, and it's going from the choppy waters to the calmer waters. I always think as well, like, right, okay, so what do I need to do? What steps do I need to take in order to gain that kind of a mental healing? How is my environment affecting me, basically? Um, are there changes that I need to make? Do I need to change my environment? Do I need to change things up? Is it maybe just a different outlook? Do I like? Is it a physical thing? Do I literally need to move from one place to another, in order to just have that headspace? So that was a really nice card pull, and it's a card that I really like. Funnily enough, it's if you read 78 Degrees of Wisdom, when Rachel, her very first tarot reading that she got, she tells the story about how our colleague had said, "If you give me a lift home, I'll read your tarot cards for you." And Rachel says, I'm sure I've heard her saying that, or I've read versions of the story where she remembers the Six of Swords being pulled. So that was one of the first cards that she had been exposed to. Anyway, that was a tangent, wasn't it? Just from seeing your lovely wee name, Marion. Lenormand, although Scotland, something more rustic, maybe Bones. No, it's not Bones. Pendulum, Oracle. I've got Oracle. I don't have Pendulum. And hello, by the way, restricted section. Not sure if I met you before, so it's lovely to have you here. It wasn't a Pendulum that I got, but that's a good guess because that's not something that I have. Oh, Deanne's just saying hi to everyone. I've only got a few. Nearly runs out of fingers, says Tony. Yeah, me when I'm. Yeah, I know. I know. You know my feelings on Lenormand. I don't know your feelings on Lenormand, Marion. I don't. This is not a conversation we've had. Maybe this is a conversation that we need to have. Uh, Lisa's starting a Lenormand series. Oh, very nice. Um, Facing the squall head on or sideways. Oh, the Six of Swords, right, okay. Brilliant words. Oh, thank you. The Ohm. It's not Ohm. Right, I'm going to stop being a tease. Um, but I do have, again, it's a card deck. It's not actual Ohms. It was a gift from Justin Michael. It's a deck of is it the Celtic Tree Oracle, maybe, or something like that, but that's based on the Ohms, I'm sure. Uh, so this was a gift from the very lovely Marion, because every time I see Marion, I don't think this escaped my notice, but Marion, every time I see you, you're gifting me something, just because I know you wouldn't want me to tell people this, and you probably batter me for telling people, but she's actually a really lovely person, believe it or not. Um, it is. I don't know why I'm covering up the price. It's a charm casting board, um, with a wee charm kit. So as you can see, I've not opened it yet. I've not used it yet. This is still sealed and in the pack. But yeah, I'm excited to kind of a delve into it. So yeah, this is charms is not something that I've ever done, like not even remotely. I don't have any type of charm kits at all. So this is my very first. Um, so yeah, I'll let you know how that goes, how I got on with it. Um, let's see. If anyone wants to learn Lenormand, buy Caitlin Matthews' book. What she doesn't know about the system isn't worth knowing. I've actually got that, I'm sure. It'll be in my bookcase, which is behind the PC, so I can't even reach it to to show it, but I've got that. um, but yeah, Lenormand is fun. I think what I sometimes struggle with is so like like if you've got I'm trying to think of an example. It's the way that you're reading the cards and one's the noun and one's the verb. Do you know, or one's the subject and one's the descriptor. And the meaning totally changes depending on what way around you have them. So, right, let me think. Uh, oh no, I can't even think of an example. That's terrible. So you've got like so right, okay, so the fish card is generally talks about money and finances, right? And then let's see, the mountain card that talks about obstacles or like kind of like problems to overcome. So if you've got the mountain and then the fish, then that's money problems, right? So the problem is the thing and the money is describing it. Um, Whereas if it's the other way about, if it's the fish and then the mountain, then the money is the thing that we're talking about, and the mountain is describing it. So it could be um like money's in the way. Do you know what I mean? Money is the obstacle, or like problematic money, or I don't know. Like, do you know what I mean? Like that. But so as I'm demonstrating nicely, I struggle with that sometimes. And purposely selected an example of two that I can and kind of I know what they are, whether they're the subject or the descriptor, but there's somewhere like I can understand what it is as a subject, but as a descriptor, I struggle. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, the answer is no way. I would never have guessed that. Um, Naomi says sorry. I would never have guessed that. Nikki says, Brill, I have a little box of charms. Always nice to try new divinations. Yeah. Mary Kay Greer tried to learn me Lenormand at a conference and said my tarot brain was too advanced to be proficient in Lenormand. uh, it hurts my head, says Simon. Tried so many times. Yeah. I do like the 9 card box though. Like I like the idea of like the past, the present, the future, the conscious level, the reality, and the unconscious level. I do like that, and then you've got like the foundations and the things that are subject to change and all that kind of a stuff. I enjoy that. I like the box readings, and I like how much you can extract from them just from 9 wee cards. Um, it's just something that I wish I was better at. I guess is what I'm saying. My walnut brain can't cope, says Naomi. I've even backed a Lenormand deck on Kickstarter, says Simon. So many pretty Lenormand decks in so little time, says Golden. Tony says, nope, not a clue. I genuinely seem to be unable to read Lenormand or Witch's Oracle. Right, okay. Nikki says, sounds complicated to me. Fish before mountain or mountain before fish. I know, I know. I have the Shadowland Lenormand, but I never use it, says Tony. I've got that as well, only mine's is called the House of Shadows Oracle, and this was a gift from Deanne. I feel as though I'm just like pure boasting all gifts that I've received, which I actually don't like doing. Um, but but yeah, this was a very kind gift from Deanne, and this was just because Deanne's an awesome person. 9 card box. Do you mean the grand tableau? No, no, I don't. But you use the 9 card. I'll try and demonstrate what I'm talking about, right? So it is just like 9 cards, and it's a 3 by 3. Um, And it's essentially, so let me just, yeah, that's going to be, I'm going to zoom a bit, zoom out a bit. 10. We'll try that. So I'll give them a shuffle. So the way that it generally tends to work, if someone doesn't have a particular question, then you can use one of the person cards as your center card. Um, and traditionally in Lenormand, there's a man card which is 28, and there's a woman card which is 29. But I think a lot of decks are trying to be more inclusive now, and they have maybe like a querent card and a significant other card, or you know, there's different ways that people do it. Um, but if you have a question about something particular, so for example, if you wanted to look at, hmm, I've just remembered these ones don't have titles on them. Let's say we want to look at. Do you know what? Let's like good old fashioned question, right? Let's say someone asks you about like their love life, right? So I'm going to use the heart card um as the center card. So depending on what like different subjects will call for different cards. So I say that the fish card tends to be about like finances and stuff. Like if you had a particular problem to overcome, then maybe the mountain cards. And so on and so forth. But we're looking at kind of a romance and that type of thing. So we're going to look out. So we look for where the oh damn it, right. So I'm going to give them another shuffle. So the idea is this is going to totally bomb. Why am I trying to do this? The whole point is that I'm not very good at this. Um, right. So we go through once we shuffle, we go through and we find the card in question. So I'm looking for the heart card, right? Why is that way around? There it's there, right? So I'm going to take basically that and the four cards on either side of it. So one, two, three, four, and then you lay out your spread. So one, two, three, four, five, six, and I'm going to need to zoom here. 7, 8, 9. And then you basically read the box. And so I'm going to try and hide your comment just now, Mariam, but I'm going to start it so as I know where I am and I can go back to it. The lighting isn't the best. If I turn this on, that's a lot better. So let's see, we have the fish, the coffin, the bouquet, the mountain, the heart, the book, the sun, the oh gosh, is that the stork? And the fox. Okay. So I'm just saying that because they're not titled, so it's you know, just so people know what cards we have. Um so the way that you read the box is so these three cards get read together and they are interpreted as the past. The three center cards are the present. The three cards to the right, column to the right, is the future. All right. We then have the top, the middle, and the bottom. So the top is, it's kind of like conscious reality, unconscious, or like the stuff that you're focused on, the stuff that's kind of and that you're that's in your sights, the stuff that you know that's going on. This is the kind of a reality of the situation, and this is the kind of a undercurrent. This is maybe stuff that you don't know about, or that type of thing. You can then take it further than that. So the way I like to think of it is the like the table legs, or the four columns, the four outside posts. They're the kind of a structure. They're the fixed points. So these are things that aren't going to change. Okay, and then so this, and this. These are things that are subject to change, that are maybe a bit more like mutable if you think about it in terms of like your signs, your astrological signs. And the way I like to remember it is this makes a lightning bolt shape, and lightning is a symbol for change. So the lightning bolt is the things that are subject to change. The four corners are the fixed stuff. Um, so yeah, that's essentially how you read the nine card box. And when you lay out a grand tableau, um, you basically just read it as like, so if you lay out the tableau, and if somebody says to you, right, tell me about, like, for example, my love life, you can find where the heart is, and then look at the box that's around about it and read the box. If they say, all right, okay, that's great, now uh, my finances, then you can find the fish and you read the nine cards that are around about that. So as I understand it, that's how the grand tableau works. You just kind of break it down into a series of nine card box readings. Obviously, if you were to do that for all 36 cards, that would take you forever. And I don't think that's what people tend to do. Um, you just kind of are reading for the stuff that people are wanting to know about. So yeah, that's the nine card box reading in Lenormand. Um, there we are. But that card spread you describe is how I read tarot, but as like the nine card box. Having the decks and using the decks are two different things. Yeah, this is true, as I've just demonstrated. Um, have the little monster Lenormand, but it's still unopened. I've had it for years. Um, it's just how it's working out tonight, says Deanne. Oh, with the gifts. Yeah, that's true. 1889 is my favourite Lenormand. I don't have that. Neither I do. But it is a beautiful deck. So as I've seen it many times. I've seen you show it. I've seen Kelly show it, and I'm pretty sure Deanne, you've showed it. And it's beautiful. So it is. An expanded three-card tarot reading. Yeah, yeah, kind of, Tony. Or I kind of think of it as being sort of like a five-card cross. Um, 1889 is gorgeous. So happy to have it. Yep, I have that Gilded Reverie, but I don't use it either. If I am using a Lenormand, then it's most likely this one, because this was my very first Lenormand deck. So it was. Rana George's Lenny is very beautiful, says Tony. Scott has the Celtic Lenormand purely for Will Worthington's artwork. That is, yeah, this one here. This is a really nice deck. Tempted on that one, Scott, says Simon. YouTube should allow people to post pictures on chat so we can all share decks. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be pretty cool. You've got the sexy man in your deck, I see. Of course. Of course, Tony. What else would you expect from me? Um, I also have the Malpertus Lenormand. I've not heard of that one. Naomi, is that a nice one? Uh, yeah, I love this. Read the Lennies. No, we don't need to be seeing that. Looks promising. I don't know how to tag names in chat. I'm technically challenged sometimes. So you've got to be on a PC or a laptop or something to tag names in chat, Nikki. When you click at and then start typing the name, it kind of comes up. So don't worry about it. I can never do it when I'm on my phone, which is why usually when I'm in people's lives, I'm not able to tag. Um, but her name's Deanne, so you can just call her Deanne. That's what we all call her. I'm sure she's been called other things too, but Deanne will do fine. Um, let's see. Oh, got it now. Maria Alves Hernando is writing a book about this technique only using tarot cards. Oh, okay. That'll be interesting. Because I often think that like two or three Lenormand cards is kind of equivalent to like one tarot card. And that's why I'm saying I feel like that five card cross is sort of equivalent to the nine card Lenormand box spread. But then again, I do know a lot of people that use a nine card box spread for a tarot reading. So, in fact, Marion, when you read for me, I'm sure you used like a nine card box spread, but you had a card with a 10th card just kind of out the side. Am I remembering that right? I don't actually know what that spread was that you used, which is interesting. I should have asked. Um, what's everyone drinking, by the way? I've just got a standard cup of tea. Oh, wait till I tell you what happened to me. I'm going to take a drink first. So, the retail park that I live near that has like Asda and Aldi and Costa and McDonald's and lots of stuff at it. It's called Rob Royston Retail Park, and in the road out of that, they are doing something to one of the lanes. So one of the lanes is shut off. The chaos that this causes, it literally takes like it can take you up to an hour to just get out of the Asda car park. I was there. I finished working Tuesday at 5 o'clock, all excited to be finished. And Sandy says to me, "Can you jump in and get decaf tea bags?" Decaf tea bags. That was all we needed. So I was like, right, okay, that's fine. Headed to Asda, and then it's like I didn't realize how bad it was until it was too late. Like I couldn't turn back. So I was like, shit, like how long am I going to be in this? Like I finished work at 5 and I didn't get home until well after 6. I should have got home. If I wasn't going to the shops, I would have got home at 5:15. Usually, if it wasn't for that traffic, I'd probably get home about maybe half 5, well after 6 o'clock, before I got home, and I was trapped in the Asda car park. Excuse me, that whole time. Um, so I was not happy, and all I had to show for it was a box of Tetley decaf tea bags. FML people. But anyway, um, all good to know, Marion. Sounds like Romney spreads a bit. Makes me want to try. Chris says Golden. We should do that. We should do that one week rather than like doing. I've already picked the spread that we're going to be using, but one week instead of doing a tarot spread, we should do a Lenormand spread together. That would be fun. Would it be fun? Would it just be a disaster because none of us really know how to read Lenormand? I could get Deanne on and she could help us through it because Leanne? Deanne knows her Lenormand, not Leanne knows her Denormand. That's different. Le- Deanne knows her Lenormand. That's terrible. So yeah, maybe Deanne, one of these weeks, one of these Thursdays, I could impose on you, and we could all read Lenny together. Um, Let's see. Collect Baron Reed. Read. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. My ability to English is just gone. Collect Baron Reed reads like that. It's the read that confused me there. Um, Simon says kinda, but only the 3 rows. Uh, Malpartus is very dark. Same maker as the Tildwick. Okay, I would love that. The Malpierces is from the Tildwick creator, right? Yeah. Hi, Chris. It's Cheryl from Sunday. Love that you're talking about the Lenormand. Cheryl, right, okay. So the restricted section is Cheryl. Cheryl was the first person that I read for on Sunday. It was an absolute pleasure to meet you and to read for you. Um, I actually convinced Cheryl I was a bad influence on her, and I convinced her that she should probably go up and visit Sarah from Tarot by Peachy and treat herself to a wee tarot deck because why not? So, um, so yeah, Cheryl went up and got um, the Aurora tarot deck, which is what I got the last time that I read at Glasgow Witchy Bazaar. Sorry, and there was an Oracle deck as well that you got, wasn't there? But yeah, I was a bad influence. But and this kind of brings me on to one of the other goodies that I got from Glasgow Witchy Bazaar. Was the Mericai Tarot. This one here. So yeah, I got this from Sarah from Tarot by Peachy. This was like an X display deck. So I was quite lucky to get it because I think it's like out. It's like quite hard to get now. Um, but it's beautiful. I've got it in order because I'm going to do a walkthrough of it. But let me just do a quick wee. Um, so you can see it's beautiful green, kind of like the light seers. This like matte green edging. So we need to zoom in again. It's rose petal cardstock. Oh, by the way, by the way, this was adorable but also very funny. So when I get a deck, I always show it to my husband, to Sandy, and he's not he's not seen a rose petal deck or like felt a rose petal deck before. So I gave him it, and he was like, I says, "Oh yeah, it's rose petal." He says, "It's what?" He says, "It feels sticky. Is there something on it?" And I was like, "No, there's not something on it. It's like luxury cardstock." And he went, "All right," but then I caught him smelling. He was like smelling it to see if there was something sticky, like something dodgy on it. So yeah, that gave me a chuckle. Anyway, so yeah, it's an animal deck. Well, there kind of is. There's human hands on it there actually. Um, but there's like I don't think there's any actual people on it from what I remember. Um, but I got to read for Cheryl with this deck, so I had it out on the table because I've been looking through it. But also I thought, well, we'll see if someone wants a reading with it. Um, and yeah, Cheryl picked this one, so Cheryl got a reading with this deck. So that was really good. It was nice to be able to break it in and read for someone with it. So yeah, was well pleased with that. Naomi is drinking water. Roscoe is drinking passion fruit gin with lemonade. That sounds delightful, Roscoe. I'm very jealous. And hello, it is nice to meet you. I'm not sure if I've met you before. Um, Marion says, I do use 9 cards plus one extra. I don't use spread positions. All right, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I do like a wee spread. I can get a wee bit overwhelmed with sometimes when I put down cards, even if they are in a spread. Sometimes I just get, oh, like I just need a wee second to download. um, Tony's drinking hot water. Scott's drinking peppermint tea. Very nice. Earl Grey tea for Golden. Um, Decaf tea bags, the disappointment I feel in you right now, Christopher. Do you know why, Marion? Because see, so tea is not so bad, and to be honest, I do have a normal tea. This isn't decaf right now, but when I drink caffeine too late at night, it does kind of a like if it doesn't keep me awake, then I end up with a really like restless sleep. I like twitch in my sleep, and do you know that way when you're like like not quite in a full deep sleep, you just feel as though you're like surface level sleeping, and you like kind of get frights and wake up. So I do that when I drink caffeine, too much caffeine too late at night. So that's why I always like to have decaf tea available because if I'm struggling to sleep, then I know it's time to switch to decaf. Like only like after like I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 o'clock at night. Um, Naomi says I can't read though. Deanne would love that, right? It's a date. Pretty looks purdy. Yep. Yeah, the smell in the he's joined the deck sniffer club. Yeah, I know. Um, he may have thought it would smell of roses, maybe. Maybe Naomi. Oh, it did make me chuckle. Uh, okay. I also the last thing I want to show. So I got this from also from Marion's stall because Marion was at the Glasgow Witchy Bazaar, but she was upstairs selling stuff. I was downstairs reading for people. I got myself a tumbler. Is that what we'll call this? But it's like a glass cup, a glass tumbler. What the hell? What did you what? Because you were talking about them earlier on today, Marion. You were saying you love making them, but what is it you actually call them? But anyway, yeah, there's like a dragon. There's blue roses on it. It's absolutely beautiful. It's got a glass straw that's kind of like you can take it out, but it sits in the lid as part of it. So really nice. I'm really pleased with it. A glass beaker says Nikki. A sippy cup says Debbie. Yeah, yeah, that's it. That's what I'm needing. Um, Malamir's here. Hi, Malamir. How you doing? Listening in. It's lovely to have you. A tumbler. Yeah, right. That's fine. That's what I said, and that is what you called it. Um, like a Kilner jar, says Tony. I'm not sure what a Kilner jar is. I don't know. Um, let's put the Lenormands back. There we go. Right. What time are we on? Gosh, we're on 9:45. I've been whittering on for 45 minutes already. So the deck that I've got to show you today is the next one in the series is the manga tarot. And this is one that I've opened and actually used. That I actually had to put this in order um, to be able to like show you it in order. So, and that's like I don't know if that's the first time I've had to do that with a total tarot deck, but certainly it doesn't happen very often. So yeah, I do actually really like this deck. Now, there are some symbols on this. I'm going to try and use my phone to like to lens them and find out and tell you what they mean as we go through. Um, so let me just do this. So these are the backs. So really, really pretty. So let me zoom in a bit more. That'll do us. That'll do the trick. So they are very Rider Waite Smith, but they're in this kind of a manga style. So we have our full. Instead of the magician, we have the sorceress. Um, and this is what I mean, like these symbols up here. I don't think there are too many of them, so I won't need to do this for every card, but just gonna do this with my phone. So I think this is quite cool. So you can just hover over the center button. It does that, and you just circle round whatever it is you want to look up. Um, Calligraphy Chinese character for spring. So there we go. Spring, as in the season of spring, is what that means. Um, this one, so the priest. So number two, the second major arcana card is the priest, and then the fifth is the priestess. So that's quite unusual. Other than that, it is very Rider Waite Smith. And justice and strength are the old fashioned way around. Right, let me just find out what the symbol is. Hmm. I'd imagine it's going to be one of the other seasons. Sorry, folks. If this is just going to be rubbish, then we'll no bother doing this. Oh, autumn. There we go. That means autumn. And we have. There is motion at your front door. I'd imagine it's either winter or summer, and I'm not sure which, but we're not going to go through this rigmarole for every single card. So, hello, we're joined by doggos. Empress. Oh, the Empress is 4, and the Emperor is 3. So there's that as well. But the art is really nice. Are all those notifications at the top of your phone? That would give me anxiety. Let's see. There's not that many. Yeah, they just keep coming back, to be honest, Nicky. I used to be the same. It used to bug me, and I would always try and clear them, but they come back with a vengeance, especially Snapchat notifications. Like, Snapchat just doesn't take no for an answer. You clear a Snapchat and it comes back right away. But anyway, yeah, so Justice is at 8. Hermit. And we love a good Hermit card, don't we? The wheel. So you've got like your 4 symbols on the wheel there. Excuse me. This card. Oh, naked man on Temperance. Oh no, he's not naked. He has a loin cloth. Devil. Tower's quite interesting. You don't normally have someone doing that kind of a victory stance in the tower card. Another naked man in the star. Although his area is conveniently shadowed out. The moon. Polar bear. The sun. Judgment. It's just the angel. The world. So our wands are very red and fiery, and as you'll now start to see kind of a quite traditional Smithway images. Just travelling up the table, isn't it? The 7. Interesting. 8. Interesting take on that. 9. 10. Excuse me. Diane's liking this. Page, knight, queen, and king. Swords. Three of swords. 4 resting. 5 is interesting. Just don't really see someone being defeated as such. Um, Although what this looks like to me, and this is just where my mind goes, is it looks as though she's kind of a drawing a line. Is it going to be like a kind of a right, you know, if you're not with me, you're against me type thing? So maybe it cautions against that kind of attitude. As Obi-Wan Kenobi says, only a Sith deals in absolutes. I will do what I must. The irony in that is that his sentence is an absolute. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. Eight of Swords, the 9. Really cool 9 of Swords, and then the 10. It's quite interesting. Oh, our page. Knight. Queen. Well, it looks as though our sword's broken. The Queen. So I know lots of you like love the Queen of Swords. Marion, I know you're a Queen of Swords gal. And the King. Ace. 2. 3. 4. 5. 7. I'm always interested in what they do for the 7 of Cups. 8. the 9. This pile of cards has gone everywhere. The annoying thing about nice glidey cardstock is it doesn't sit nicely on the table when you're doing this kind of thing. 10. Page. Knight. Cool knight. I love the dragon. Queen of Cups. And the king. And then the final suit is the pentacles. So is that kind of a balance? Yin and yang symbol that she's making in the water there. The 3, the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the 10. Page of Pentacles, the Knight. Queen. And the King. So I know that I raced through that, but given the time, I wanted to try and get it done before 10, which we've managed to do. So that was good. Um, yeah, I do actually really like this deck, so I would have liked to have spent a wee bit more time on each card, but yeah, let me know what you think. So this is the manga tarot. I know I moan about it every time, but it's really annoying that they don't have the creators' names on the box for the total tarot. That's one thing I wish they would change. Right. Just go back to face for now. I need to select a tarot deck to read with. Let's see. So I've got a spread picked out. Let's go for Tarot of the Holy Spectrum. So the spread is actually quite cool this week. There's 6 cards to it. So if anyone is pulling cards with us, then start shuffling your deck. It's from part 24 of the Total Tarot series, and it's called the Fairy Eyes spread. So let me just show you. The Fairy Eyes Tarot spread. So the Fairy Eyes Tarot spread allows a querent to see themselves and their life through eyes filled with magic, beauty, and joy. Now, you can see that the layout that they think that I'm going to be putting my cards in is an absolute shit show. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not going to be happening. We're going to have our cards in a nice, acceptable order. But if you want to do it as it was intended, then there's the layout for you. Um, so, and the way that this works is each card is kind of assigned to a different part of the body, and I'll kind of read out what each card means as we go through. Yes, Scott, I completely agree. It stresses me out too, and that's why I point blank refuse to be engaging in anything like that, I will put them in a nice order. So who's all going to be pulling cards with me? What deck are you using? Is this magazine suggesting the Fae are friendly? I don't think so, Marion. It's not saying anything like that. Um, the 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 deck that kind of is aligned to this part is the fairy tarot. So I think that's why it's a kind of a fairy spread. But I don't think it's trying to say that they're friendly. So let's see. Naomi is using the Luna Sol, very nice. Golden's using Tarot of the Abyss. Tony is using the Crow Tarot. Debbie's using the Tildwick. Golden says change to the Fairy Tarot then. Marion's using Radiant RWS and a tin. Nice. Twix Tarot is using the Marina. Okay, so I don't think we really need to have a question in mind. This spread is just going to give you a bit of an overview of things. So let me see. I'll go back to I'll zoom out to 15. It's maybe going to give me enough to get 6 on the table. The first card is your center. Okay. So Deanne's going to be pulling cards tomorrow, almost karate time. I'll catch you all later. See you later, Deanne. Twix Tarot is saying, "Oh no, that's me just hopping." All right, okay, so that's me just saying hi from New Zealand, right? Using Tarot of Transformation, brilliant. So first card is the Center, and it says this card shows a person's core, their inner self, and magical essence. In other words, it signifies the source of everything that exists in that individual's being. I've got the Ace of Swords as my core, as my center. So that suggests that my core, my center, my kind of I suppose the source of everything that exists in an individual's being, it all comes from the mind, from the imagination, from the mind, from that kind of a visualization. Um, I do tend to kind of the way that I interact with the world is I try to understand it. Um, I'm constantly like trying to learn new things. Whenever I come up against a new scenario, my go-to is to try and learn about it, is to try and um, approach it from a kind of a trying to understand it point of view. Um, I try and learn everything that I can, um, and I feel more comfortable the more knowledgeable I feel about it. Um, for me, the swords are kind of our understanding of the world around about us. It's how we kind of relate to each other in a way. And I know that's verging into cups territory. Um, but without words, without communication, we can't. Well, I think it would be a lot more difficult for us to have the connections that we have. So it all starts with the mind. It all starts with communication, with interaction. Um, the Knight of Pentacles, usually the card I associate with my husband. Okay, interesting. So that suggests that you're very grounded, very centered, very like stable. Is that the word that I'm trying to think of? Um, just I guess I'd just like a strong base, and very kind of a slow and steady wins the race type of person. Um, Structured, is that the word that I want to use? I need to get a thesaurus, don't I? See, Tony has the nine of pentacles. Okay, so that's quite. I would say that's good to have at your core, because the nine of pentacles for me comes from a place of, you've worked hard for everything that you've achieved, but um, it's like you're enjoying, you're reaping the benefits of, what you've sown. You're enjoying everything that you've worked hard to achieve. So I think that's quite a nice center to have. That's quite a nice balance between being willing to put in the work, but also not being scared to actually enjoy yourself because of that. Robin says, "Hi everyone, just got in. We're doing a spread. How many cards in are we?" This is the first card, Robin. This is the center. So this card shows a person's core, their inner self, and magical essence. In other words, it signifies the source of everything that exists in an individual's being. So I got the Ace of Swords, uh, Knight of Pence for Debbie, Nine of Pence for Tony. Marion got the King of Wands. I just set the world on fire. You so do. And you're very charismatic, so you are. And everybody just, you draw people in, Marion, so you do. So I think the King of Wands is very apt for you. Um, Naomi got the Five of Wands, struggling with my different personas. Okay, okay, but I suppose the challenge, like, yeah, if it's okay for me to say, like, you have overcome and dealt with a lot of challenges in your life, Naomi. And so I guess how you interact with, how you deal with, how you grow from, how you grow from, and how you learn from challenges, um, is maybe you know, is quite key for you. Tarot your way. Hi, says hello all. Robin got the Wheel of Fortune. Do seem to be spinning the wheels of uncertainty today, or always. Nice. So that suggests that you're kind of just like to go with the flow, Robin. Um, you don't like to take life too seriously, which I would say is quite apt for you. Yeah, Naomi says this is true. Strength for Twixt Tarot. Strength. Okay, so confidence. Your confidence, your self-esteem, your sense of self-worth is at the very core of who you are. That kind of a fire. Also, that kind of a animal side of yourself as well. Um, so that would suggest to me, Twixt, that you're quite, um, you're a fierce person, a very kind of a fiery and fierce personality. Um, and that's a compliment. Okay. Let's move on to the second card, and this is the heart. So this is representing how one gives and receives love. This card stands for the things that most influence someone's heart and what is the essence of that heart. Okay, so I've got the sun. Let me just pop that in the heart. So let me read that out again. Representing how one gives and receives love, this card stands for the things that most influence someone's heart and what is the essence of that heart. So the sun, for me, probably suggests, uh, you know, and not just from an emotional point of view, but I'm always kind of seeking that happiness, seeking that joy, looking for things that just make me feel happy, that just want to enjoy life, I guess. Um, and in terms of like how how you give and receive love, um, I suppose it's the sun is the stuff that's out there. Do you know what I mean? It's like um, the stuff that's out and um, actually getting really frustrated at myself because I can't seem to, and it's happening more and more these days where I can't actually verbalize what I'm trying to think in my head. But it's so like the moon's the stuff that's hidden, and the sun is the stuff that's kind of out there in the open, and it's being said and stuff. So I suppose I'm a very open when it comes to showing and to showing my love for people. That's what I'm meaning. Um, yeah. Wow. What did you guys get? Um, Marion says, I love the take of the Five of Wands as a deconstructed pentacle. Each wand or challenge comes together to make a grounded beginning and an Ace of Pentacles. That's really nice. I've never heard that before, Marion. Really like that. The Knight of Cups. So very active in terms of how you give and receive love. That suggests that you're, very active. The Knights are cards of action. Oh, I feel like somebody's put like a hex on me or something. Um, yeah, you don't hide your feelings. You don't like kind of keep it bottled up. You're not the kind of person who people don't know where they stand with you. Um, if you've got love for people, then they probably know it. You probably show it. Yeah, in very outgoing ways. I suppose is the way that I would look at that. Tony got the Page of Pentacles, so very kind of I suppose, very very physical. Let's keep it clean, folks. But yeah, quite like really hands on. Like to get involved. So this could be things like you like to how you show love and show caring for the people that you care about and that you love. It's about spending time with quality time. It's about going out with them, going to the cinema, going for coffee, things like that. It's a very kind of a grounded and practical way of showing, uh, how you feel about people. Uh, and I meant to click on Tony's comment there, but that was what I was talking about. Debbie's also got the Knight of Cups, so also very active in how you show love for people. So again, people probably know where they stand with you, Debbie. If you do have love for them, you probably tell them and they know it and they feel it. They feel that through your actions. Robin, the Queen of Cups, I seem to guard what goes out or into my heart, perhaps overly cautious. Right, okay. So I guess that's interesting. What deck are you using, Robin? I know that the Queen does sometimes have that covered cup, and so I can see where you're coming from in terms of being guarded. But I mean, the Queen is an emotional powerhouse, quite literally. The Queen of Cups to me represents that emotional safe space. The Queen creates that environment where we can be totally open and honest about how we feel. We don't feel ashamed to show our emotions and express ourselves. Um, so I guess that would suggest to me that you know you give and receive love by creating that kind of safe space for people. Uh, I think I tend to put it all out there and expect people to be honest in return. I think that's a fair expectation. Um, Wheel of Fortune, my heart is fickle, and you're lucky if I love you. Ten of Cups for Naomi. Sharing moments brings me the biggest love. Yeah, the Ten of Cups is. It shows a family unit, doesn't it? Um, so I guess you've got a close knit, like your close circle. Um, that's your those are the people that you kind of damn it, what am I trying to say? Yeah, it's a kind of a like close family type thing. Do you know what I mean? There's people you'll have your kind of a close circle, and that's where you give and receive love. High priestess for the first card. Um, okay, so your core, the high priestess, very nice, and the seven of cups is your emotion. Okay, okay, so that could be taken. Excuse me, a couple of ways. Um, you give and receive love, so you show love through the choices that you make, or the seven of cups is sometimes a bit about like fantasy and imagination and stuff. Um, so yeah, interested how you would interpret that. People certainly know how I feel, says Debbie. Okay, you're using the Radiant Rider, so you've got a Rider Waite Smith, so it is that covered over cup. Fair enough. Okay, the third card is the mind. This card symbolizes the way in which a person reasons and thinks rationally, as well as the thoughts that are the source of their interests and inspirations. I've got the star, so three is the mind. So this card symbolizes the way in which a person reasons and thinks rationally, as well as the thoughts that are the source of their interests and aspirations. Okay, so the star could be a bit about like it's hope and it's guidance for me. Um, so the star is what comes after the tower, and it's kind of a like what picks up the pieces of and helps us move on from and heal from the tower. When you're at your lowest point, the star represents that first feeling of hope that we feel, that first feeling of actually I thought everything was just never going to get better again, but that is it gives you something to latch on to. The star also represents like kind of a so the way we look at the stars, we use them as guidance. It's an outside kind of a something external to ourselves that we look to for guidance. When we talk about like the stars, like as in celebrities, the stars are role models and stuff. Um, these are people that we look to, as role models, as guidance, for inspiration. It's interesting to have in the mind though. So as to how you think and you reason rationally. Don't know. I don't think my mind's really working today though. I think somebody does need to put back the pieces back together of my mind. So yeah. I heard somebody the other day describing the Seven of Cups as confusion. It is in a cloud. I'm adding it to my glossary. Fair enough. Idealistic and romantic. You're romantic, says Golden. So that's for your Seven of Cups for the heart. Let's see the Six of Cups for Tony. Okay, so memory. I think memory. I think history, experience. So your mind works by right. How does my experience fit into this? What is it? Have I done something before that I can apply? Have I amassed previous knowledge that I can use to tackle this situation or to work my way through this? So it's like it's your history, it's your memories, it's your experience, your lived experience with the Six of Cups. Marrying the Emperor, I need to be in control and highly strategic in all that I do. Very nice. The Queen of Cups for Robin. Have a passionate and compassionate mind with the Queen of Wands. Did I say that? I have a passionate and compassionate mind with the occasional attitude of a feisty and unpredictable guy. The Hanged Man for Debbie, Aquarius Hill. Okay. So perspective, maybe. Looking at things from a different perspective. You're maybe like to play the devil's advocate then, Debbie, in terms of like intellectually, you always like to look at things from the other side, put yourself in other people's shoes, um, which is a nice quality to have. I don't think that there's enough people that can actually do that. Um, I think there's more and more people these days have got a bit of main character syndrome and think that everything revolves around them. So yeah, it's definitely a nice quality to have. The Ace of Cups for Naomi, nurturing relationships helps with this. Yeah, yeah, and the Ace of Cups is like that deep source of power as well. You know, it's that well within us that we draw on that drives us. Um, so yeah, I suppose that's like I suppose the Ace of Cups links in with the heart as well. So you get for the Ten of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So that kind of a heart and mind like seem really strongly linked for you. The star is ruled by Aquarius, so as a fixed air sign, it works well for the mind and pulls in your ascendant as how people see you in the world. Right, okay, cool. My ascendant's Taurus, so as um so yeah, which is another fixed sign. Um let's see, the King of Pentacles, experiencing the wonders of the world. Nice. King of Pentacles for Twixt as well. Try to be practical and resourceful. Yeah, very nice. And the King of Pentacles would suggest to me that your mind is always on like the well-being of your, you know, your kind of like your family, your responsibilities, whoever you're responsible to. Do you know what I mean? Um, so the King of Pentacles has always got one eye on the kingdom and making sure that everything's ticking over well. Um, so yeah, very practical. No, oh, sorry, right. So Debbie says playing devil's advocate gets me in so much trouble, but it's certainly a trait that I have. You told me that Aquarius is your ascendant and Taurus is your moon. No, so Leo. I'm three fixeds, but Aquarius is the one I don't have. So I'm Scorpio Sun, Leo Moon, and Taurus ascendant. Um, so Aquarius is the only fixed sign that isn't in my top three, but my mum is an Aquarius Sun. So between the two of us, we hit all four fixed signs. Okay, the eyes is number four. So indicates the querent's point of view or the filter through which they see themselves. Page of Pentacles for me. No, you're fine. So the querent's point of view or the filter through which they see themselves. So Page of Pentacles suggests that I see myself as, always learning new things. I do kind of always, I do always try and, I'm always trying to learn something. I don't really see myself as an expert in anything. I see myself as learning all the time. And that applies to the stuff that I do here. That applies to my career as well. I think that it's a good quality to have to always be looking to improve and to always look to what you can learn and what you can, what more knowledge can you amass. I suppose where I maybe fall down is I sometimes don't, and this I'm talking particularly about my career here. I maybe don't give myself enough credit, and um, I don't have a. I guess sometimes I just don't know my own worth, or I don't portray that enough. Is maybe what I'm getting at. I'm not sure. But yeah, Page of Pentacles makes sense. Ten of Cups for Tony. Um, Ten of Cups. So that's that, that family unit, that, you know, that home, home versus house, that safe space, that home life, those people around you that you care about type thing. Um, it suggests that you're very much a family person first, rather than a career person or something else. Um, Two of Wands for Robin. I've got a world of possibilities in my grasp, and I'm ready to take on the world. We like that. Nine of Cups, very nice. Um, there's the Nine of Cups and the one of Chiro's decks. Legacy of the Divine is probably one of my favorite Nine of Cups, and it just shows someone who's like set the table, um, and is just their heart's full. They're ready to invite all of their closest friends round and just have a really good time. Lots of, sorry, whatever one. 2 seconds. I'm actually going to mute and tell her to shush. Sorry, folks. She decided to come in and grace us with her presence and then just proceeded to bark. Um, yeah, so I guess not unlike Tony's Ten of Cups, the Nine of Cups is like kind of a like your, I suppose it's your, your social circle, like your chosen family, your closest friends, um, how you fit, how the puzzle piece that you are, how you fit into that is quite important, I think, is maybe what that is saying. Four of Swords. So you bring the mental stability, which is something that I'm needing right now, I think. You bring the mental clarity. It's like I guess just a moment of rest, a moment of respite, from all of the big thoughts that happen. So you're probably quite a good sounding board for a lot of people, Twixt. And you'll probably find a lot of people really value your advice if you're a Four of Swords kind of person. Um, Karen's here, just about to drive, so can't chat, just listening. It's lovely to have you, Karen. Hope you're doing okay. Nine of Swords for Debbie. Might be a little too on the mark for my eyes. Right, okay, fair enough. But I mean, this is the thing, right? The Nine of Swords is a powerful, powerful force, and sometimes it's going against us. But also sometimes if we can channel it, it can work for us. Um, so that Nine of Swords is a bit of a bit of a double-edged sword. Death is Marion's, so my death's there when something or someone displeases me. Yeah, and do you know we've talked about this before, Marion? It's that Scorpio thing. You can talk about stuff that you can approach subjects in a way that's tactful, but you're still saying what you need to say. You've got that kind of you're not scared to approach the hard subjects kind of a way about you. Um, that's obviously very useful for a seasoned tarot reader, but I think it's just a part of who you are. Um, the Three of Wands for Naomi. Yeah, the Three of Wands. Um, How they see themselves. Three of Wands. How you see, so you see yourself as the Three of Wands. So interesting. The Three of Wands is like it makes us think about perspective. It makes us think about like kind of a we tend to see that figure up on the hill looking at this the stuff that they've put into action. So they've done stuff. The ships represent all the energy that they've put out into the world, but then they're stepping back and they're taking the time to observe. So it's just interesting that it's a card about observation, and it's in the place of the eyes. Um, yeah, doggy hellos. She's just saying hi to the chat. My Scorpio trauma, says Marion. Yeah. Okay, card number five is the hands. This represents what a person achieves in life, what they create to give to others. So the hands, what we achieve in life and what we create to give to others. Queen of Pentacles for me. So I always see the Queen of Pentacles as a bit like the Mama Bear card. This is someone who creates a safe space where people can, feel they can basically be vulnerable, or they can just kind of be content. They feel safe and secure in and of themselves. Um, they feel cared for, I guess. Um, that's actually a really nice card for me to have in that position. Um, yeah, I like to think that I suppose a lot of us like we like to think that we have a good impact on other people. We like to think that we do affect the people that we affect around about us, that we do so for the better and not for the worse. And the Queen just kind of reassures me a wee bit of that. Um, let's see, Two of Cups for Debbie. That's a really sweet card to have as well. So the impact that you have, so I guess the lives that you touch, obviously come away from it feeling really connected and um, really kind of a changed and is that the way that I want to phrase it? Did they feel changed? Um, I guess what I'm saying is it has an impact. It has a lasting impact and an important impact on people. If it's like Two of Cups, um, King of Pentacles for Tony. Have you not already pulled the King of Pentacles? Am I making things up? But who cares? Maybe you've just pulled that again, which is fine because um, it's King of Pentacles. So that's kind of in that same vein as what I'm talking about. It's that stability, but I suppose you kind of bring that security to people. Um, if it's the King of Pentacles, you maybe you're like kind of at maybe you're bringing in the dosh, maybe you're the earner that literally is creating that security for your family unit. So for your Ten of Cups, for the people that you care about, maybe you do kind of bring that security to them. Um, so maybe we should be coming to Tony for our pocket money, people, is what we're saying. Uh, High Priestess for Robin. Maybe I'll just sit on my hands and meditate on that. Okay. The Star for Twixt. Okay, so I talked a bit about how I see that as like the healing from stuff, healing from the shitstorm that is the tower. Judgment for Marion. So the thing that you bring is judgment. But judgment is like all joking aside, it is a nice card because it's like you know you help people to transform themselves. You help people to come to realizations that they otherwise wouldn't, and you help them to draw a line in the sand and move on from stuff that otherwise would have held them back. So I think that's totally true, and I think that that's quite fitting and uh, quite a nice card for you. I quite like the judgment card there. Um, let's see. The Knight of Swords. I was a wee bit defensive before my current situation, but not sure if that still applies. Okay, okay. Um, oh, it was the page you had earlier, Tony. Right, okay, okay, that's fine. Um, Nine of Wands. Oh dear, bone weary with life, but still standing. Okay, I take it you mean your bones are weary with life. I think it might mean something different to some people if you say that your bone is weary with life. Or maybe that's just my rude brain. Let's see. Elaine's here. Hi, Elaine. How you doing? Um, you're like the midwife of the soul or life path with judgments is fixed. Yeah. Um, that's sweet. Thank you. But let's not sugarcoat. I can be judgy as fuck. Well, I am saying nothing. Um, Last card, card number 6 is defeat. So this symbolises the journey that is undertaken in search of a person's goals. It also stands for how someone fulfills their experience. Lots of Pentacles cards for me. So 6, defeat. So the journey that's undertaken in search of a person's goals. It also stands for how someone fulfills their experience. Ace of Pentacles. So usually I see this as like a new opportunity, but I don't know if maybe see what I was saying about how the page, how I constantly see myself as kind of needing to strive to be better. If that's maybe a bit of what this page is getting at, because I always see I mean, you'll have heard me reading. Um, when I pull the page, I'm normally saying to people, right, this is a really good sign. It is something really good. It's a good opportunity. It's a good chance for security, but it's not the be all and end all. It's something that you have to nourish and work at in order to actually make it into something. Um, and that kind of like, that idea of like constantly feeling like I need to strive to be better. Like I say, it has its positives, so it's good to always want to be better, but also does it mean that I'm constantly seeing myself as being in that page role or that kind of a ace stage, you know? Um, do I maybe need to start seeing myself as being more of like the Queen of Pentacles, you know? Um, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I think I maybe need to have a bit of a think and, maybe do some reflecting. Maybe I need to go to Marion for a tarot reading. Maybe that's what I'm needing. Uh, okay. So Tony and oh, three of you have got the devil. Wow. So Tony, Twixt, and Marion have all pulled the devil for this position. That is some coincidence, by the way. The devil, I lead people into temptation. I got one court card and five majors. I know that is quite unusual. See, yeah, the devil. You had judgment. What was the other one? Death. That's right. Um, Let's see what else. Debbie's got the King of Swords. Robin has got the Devil as well. Oh my goodness, four of you have got the Devil. That is some kind of freaky there. So there's what, seven of us pulling cards, maybe eight. See, there's four of you, there's me, so that's five. There's Debbie got the King of Swords, that's six. Naomi got the Two of Cups. Seven and Golden got the Queen of Pentacles. Is that eight of us? So half of us got the Devil for this, for the feet, for the spread position, for the feet spread position, for the path that we're walking. That's I tell you something, if Tarot Destroyer or any of our other favourite tarot trolls were in, they'd be fucking loving that one. Or any of these like holy Karens. Um what was the context of the feet position again? So the context was, so the feet symbolises the journey that is undertaken in search of a person's goals. It also stands for how someone fulfills their experience. So essentially it's like, your life's journey. You know, it's your path that you walk. Um, Look at us all going to hell for a good time with our wee devil hoofs. Who's marrying you? I know. I think we need a seventh card for the butt. What to leave behind. Very good, Robin. Um, oh fuck it. Let's go with what Robin says. So the seven is the butt, and this is what we're leaving behind. Well, I've got the Queen of Cups, so stop being a big emotional bitch. What have you guys got? Twix says, is this us being the chain breakers, the ones who see the patterns and work out how to change them? So the seventh card, if anyone opts to pull it, is a wee addition by Robin, and it is the butt, and it's what we leave behind. Debbie's got the Queen of Swords. So stop overthinking everything, Debbie. I know the Queen of Swords isn't about overthinking, but because it's a swords card, we're going to look at it that way. The Ace of Wands for Tony. Interesting. See, Ace of Cups. Sometimes I'm just overflowing with enthusiasm. Maybe a step too far. Eight of Wands for Naomi. Eight of Pentacles. Leaving behind perfectionism and hard work. The daily grind. Yes, please. um, Seventh card, the World. Seriously, can I pull a minor? So you're leaving behind the whole world, Marion. You're just burning the entire world and moving on. Uh, well, that was good fun. Oh, Golden Death, always beginning again. I'm a Scorpio rising. Dear. Well, that was good fun, and that was a nice wee addition to the spread, Robin. Thanks for that. I hope that you have all enjoyed it as much as I have. What time are we on? We're on quarter to 10. That's a nice time to call it a day. Another way that I could look at this actually is I could leave the rain behind. I'm definitely more than happy to do that. I get caught in the rain when I was out walking the dogs today, which was not fun. But hey ho. Um, I'm going to try and get a video filmed where I'll like do a proper walkthrough of this deck. I'll open up and show you the charm casting kit. and I'll probably do it whilst drinking something from my new tumbler from Marion. Because I want to show off my stuff that I got from Glasgow Witchy Bazaar. Um, Thanks very much for being here, everyone. It's been lovely seeing you all. I hope that everyone has an amazing weekend. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you all later. Bye bye.